Anyways, so
Apple.
Apple and Epic Games are dueling it off in court, and tons of business insider information is coming out of it. The biggest one, this one, which I shared with you guys in the Facebook group if you want to open it for your reference, we basically finally understand what Epic Games' free game model looks like now. We can see how much money they paid all those games that have been available for free in the Epic Game Launcher. And we can see that it's actually a really smart user acquisition model. In my experience, anything that's like a buck or two for a user acquisition is a good deal. And in a lot of these cases, Epic kind of hit that number with the worst one. And I'm surprised by this. Their worst investment was with Celeste, where they got a user acquisition cost of $12. They gave Celeste $750,000 to put that for free on the Epic Games.
Motherfuckers getting paid.
Yeah. Did you guys look at these numbers at all? It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Some of these games like Subnautica, I never would have guessed they would have given 1.4 million for Subnautica. Super Meat Boy did not negotiate good at all. $50,000, although they were one of the earlier games.
Well, I wonder if this is going to be a problem down the road because now you know what
Mm-hmm.
what other motherfuckers got. So now you can be like, oh well, look at this. Back in 2019,
Yeah.
Overcooked got $225,000. Why am I not getting more?
It's
It's crazy that Overcooked got more money than Alan Wake did.
See, and I wonder too if this is, just like any other sales job or any other, job out there where you're negotiating contracts, or, if if
I'm
the
sure it
studio
is.
behind the games, are not experienced in negotiation, or I don't know, and that's where you get some of these low numbers from, or if you would have to imagine that Ed McMillan is I don't know. He's always come across as the kind of person that's just like, fuck it, whatever. I don't care.
Well, see, he got 200 grand for The End Is Nigh.
wow. Look at
But only
Rhyme. Rhyme was a good game. They got 45K. That was bad. Bad negotiations on their part.
Yeah,
Uh,
and if that is the case, though, that's also kind of weird to see these numbers out in the open, because the sales jobs that I've had, when we're talking about marking up price or not discounting yourself or any of those things, like all those numbers are internal. You would never see them even in a court case out in the open.
mm-hmm.
And so it's weird to see this being posted and just seeing what it's interesting.
I think it's unprecedented to get this much insight into how the industry is working. And I don't know if Epic clearly knew this was going to be a thing, but I don't know how much they cared about divulging this at this point. Like, they are now 2-3 years into their Epic Games. No, they're 3 years into their Epic Games strategy for user acquisition. They've acquired, it actually says how many, they've acquired over 5 million accounts through this strategy. So I think they're less desperate at this point, in the sense that if people are going to start, like an indie's going to start trying to negotiate up for, like, I don't know, 1.5 million was what was negotiated for Batman Arkham, which I think is probably like your most valuable IP on this entire list. That's kind of your ceiling if you're an indie developer, unless you have something really unique or crazy.
But even for me personally, like, nothing's really been that attractive on the Epic Games Store that it's pulled me to buy a game there versus, the GOG launcher or the Bethesda launcher or the Steam launcher or Origin. Like, I'd probably say Origin and Steam are the two I use most, and Origin only because if a game's not available, or there's some free offer, then I'll go buy it there. Or if I get a code, like even Resident Evil, I got a code off of CD Keys for the deluxe version with all the DLCs, and it was only $58, but it was for a Steam redemption. So that's the only reason really why I got it there. But I don't see that, like, big names drawing drawing people like me back into it.
I've personally, I don't think I've purchased a single game on Epic Games launcher, despite like redeeming the free games. I create an account to be there. I don't know if I created to do that or to play Fortnite. But I mean, it's clearly brought in users, but then I'd love to see the stats of like, well, do those users convert to purchases? Because in Epic Games, you know, I've gotten a lot of like vouchers where they're like, oh, if you use a voucher, you have a sale. But I'm like, I don't want my game to live there when all my games currently live on Steam, or they live on my Nintendo, or they live on my PlayStation. Like, I don't want to create a new branch for my game libraries. And oftentimes the free ones are just the ones where I'm like, I'll try this, but I'm not excited to like buy it, right?
Yeah, like a game like Just Cause. Like if Just Cause 3 or 4 goes free, it's like, and I think that was the case actually for Just Cause 3. And I spent a little time playing it, and then I was like, okay, I experienced this and not my cup of tea. And
there's that too. I don't think I've played a single game out of the free ones on Epic Games where I like put in more than an hour. Like they're all games I've basically tried. I've treated it like a demo platform I've played. I'm like, no, not really feeling this one. And the ones I do want, I'm very happy to pay for them, honestly. Like if a game has a reputation around it or I know I want it, I'll just drop some money on it.
Some people don't have
that. There you go. There you go. Coming out with the stabs. Some people can't. And this is a great system for the people who can't afford to buy whatever their impulses want them to buy. I was always for the program. I'm just saying for a user like Gray or a user like me or a user like you, Sean, because I don't think you used Epic Games Launcher.
No, I don't do PC though.
But you bought a gaming PC.
For editing.
But you were talking about playing games when you first bought it.
I mean, theoretically, it's nice to have the option. Doesn't mean I have to utilize the option.
Right.